Every single night, all of us, we go on this incredible journey. It's like we're visiting an inner universe, a hidden world. Our brain just cooks up while we're out. So let's pull back the curtain on that world. Let's really dig into the amazing science of sleep and dreams. I mean, think about it. What is actually happening during that time? When you close your eyes, where do you really go? It's a question we've all asked ourselves, probably, because the experience feels so profound. But at the same time, it's this huge mystery. You wake up, and most of it is just gone. And the stakes for this journey? They are so high. This number, 11 days, that's about how long a person can go without any sleep. After that, the body just starts to shut down. I mean, get this, you can actually survive longer without food than you can without sleep. That's wild. So yeah, that brings us right to our first big idea, the nightly imperative. And that's exactly what it is. It's not a luxury, not something you can just skip. It is a non-negotiable command from your own body. So let's get into why. Why can't you live without it? And look, this is exactly what happens when you try to ignore that command. Just one day, 24 hours, and your brain starts to misfire. Your judgment gets cloudy, you can't control your emotions as well. Push it to 3 days, you might start seeing things that aren't there, hallucinations. And by day 11, well, you're in really dangerous territory. The key thing to remember is sleep isn't just rest. It's an active, totally essential process that's keeping you alive. All right, so let's start the journey. The first leg, we'll call it the quiet maintenance. This is where we're going to travel through the 3 stages of what scientists call non-REM sleep. Think of it as your body's essential repair shop and organization phase. So here's how that descent works. First, you hit the threshold. You know that feeling? That kind of floaty, weird state where you might jerk awake because you feel like you're falling? That's it. Then you're into stage 2, the filing room. And that's literally what's happening. Your brain is filing away the day's memories. And finally, you get to stage 3, the deep repair bay. This is where the real heavy lifting happens. Physical repair, immune system boosts, and a deep clean for your brain. And this is pretty amazing. A full 50%. Half of your entire night's sleep is spent in that one stage, stage 2, the filing room. That just shows you how incredibly important it is for your brain to sort through and lock in everything you learned and saw during the day. It's not passive, it's active construction of your memories. Okay, now, when you're in that deepest stage of sleep, something incredible kicks in. It's called the glymphatic system. The best way to think about it is like a power washing crew for your brain that only works the night shift. It's this amazing waste removal network, and it only turns on during deep sleep, and it washes away all this toxic gunk, including a protein called amyloid beta. Now, why does that matter? Because that protein is directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. So yeah, deep sleep literally cleans your brain. So you go through about 90 minutes of all that quiet work, and then the curtain goes up on a totally different show. Welcome to the mind's theater. This is where we get into the really wild, paradoxical world of REM sleep. And this is the central mystery of REM sleep. Just look at the contrast here. On one hand, your brain is on fire. It's as active as it is when you're wide awake, sometimes even more active. But then, your body? Completely still, temporarily paralyzed. So you've got this hurricane of activity in your head while your body is locked down. The big question is, why? Well, the best theory we have right now is that REM sleep is your brain's emotional processing center. It's basically nightly therapy. Your brain takes these difficult, emotionally charged experiences from your day and replays them. But, and this is the key part, it does it in a way that strips out the sharp, painful feelings. It's like it takes the sting out of them so you can file them away as just memories instead of raw, painful trauma. It's how we turn trauma into a story we can live with. So what are we actually dealing with in these nightly therapy sessions? The emotional breakdown is kind of surprising. A massive 65% of our dreams are built around sadness, fear, or anger. So it really seems like our brain is using this time to chew on the difficult stuff, not just replay happy moments. Happiness? That only makes up about 20% of our dreams. So the big why. Why do we even dream? Honestly, scientists are still debating it, but there are 3 main theories on the table. Theory 1, it's about cleaning house, getting rid of useless connections in the brain. Theory 2, it's like a virtual reality simulator for threats, letting you practice how you'd react in a safe space. And theory 3, it's all about integration. weaving your new experiences into the story of you? The real answer? It's probably a little bit of all three.
Okay, so now that we've gone through the whole nightly journey, let's have some fun with it. Let's do a quick rapid fire round of myth versus science and bust some of the most common beliefs about sleep.
All right, first up, this is a huge one, right? You hear it all the time, especially in our hustle culture. Can you train yourself to get by on less sleep? Yeah, no, the science on this could not be clearer. It is absolutely false. Look, it's so tempting to believe we can just hack our biology and get more hours in the day. But scientists have a name for this: the adaptation myth. Your brain never, ever adapts to getting less sleep. It just gets worse and worse at its job. And here's the really scary part. As you get more sleep deprived, your brain also gets worse at realizing how impaired you are. It tricks you into thinking you're doing fine when you're really not. Okay, next myth. What about the classic nightcap? You know, a glass of wine, a beer before bed. Does it actually help you sleep better? It might feel like it does, but the science tells a totally different story. The answer, again, is a big nope. False. This is what's known as the REM suppression myth. See, alcohol is a sedative. It can definitely knock you unconscious. But that is not the same thing as natural sleep. What it actually does is block your REM sleep, especially later in the night, so you miss out on all that critical emotional work and memory filing we talked about. That's why you can sleep for 8 hours after drinking and wake up feeling totally exhausted, because you didn't get the right kind of sleep. So, what's the takeaway here? What's the magic number we should be aiming for? Well, for most adults, the science is really clear. It's 7 to 9 hours. And that's not a suggestion or a luxury for the weekend. That's a nightly, non-negotiable prescription for good health. And just like that, our nightly journey comes to an end. It's time for the return to day. And it's more than just an alarm clock blaring, right? It's about you emerging from this incredible inner world, hopefully feeling repaired, restored, and ready for whatever's next. You know, maybe the biggest thing to take away from all this is that we need to completely change how we think about sleep. This quote really says it all. Sleep isn't lost time. It's when you become who you are. It's not a passive pause. It's the active, essential work of building your mind, fixing your body, and processing your life. So the real question to leave you with is, are you giving that incredible process the respect and the time it really deserves?